This tutorial is to show you how to do a tilt shift effect in Photoshop. A tilt shift effect basically gives a miniature toy-like effect to your photos. So I opened up this photo in Photoshop, and as you can see, it's taken at a high vantage point. You want to have photos or choose photos that are taken from high vantage points. It's good to be on skyscrapers, high buildings, mountains, hills, where you can get a really high angle on your subject matter. So the first step is to get into quick mask mode. To do that, push Q on your keyboard. That is the shortcut. If you don't want to do that, you can come and click over it on the tools panel right here. And then you want to use the gradient tool, so push G on your keyboard and it should take you there. If not, you may have the paint bucket tool right there, and you can hold down the paint bucket tool for a little bit and then click on gradient tool. Now that we have the gradient tool, we want to use the reflected gradient. So you can see all these options up here, but this is reflected gradient right there. Make sure it's clicked. So what we're trying to do is to use the gradient to select the area we want it to focus on. So let me illustrate that. That red bar is going to be the focus of our photo. Everything else is going to be blurred. So I'm not quite a big fan of that, so I'm going to Command Z that, or Control Z to undo that. And I'm going to mess around a little bit until I get the selection I want. And I like that, so I'm going to use this. Now I can get out of quick mask mode. So push Q, and I'm out. So I have the selection, but it's selected on the area I want to focus. I want it to be inversed, so it focuses on or selected on the area I want it to be blurred. To do this, you go to Select, Inverse, and there you go. So the next thing is to go to Filter, Blur, Lens Blur. Once you're there, you'll see all these different options on radius, blade curvature, and you can change them, but I like where my settings are at, so I'm going to leave it how it is and push OK. Okay, now that it's blurred, you want to deselect. To deselect, Command D or Control D is the shortcut. So use that and it should deselect. So the next thing is to do some edits. So we're going to go to the adjustment panel and use vibrance. This is so we can bump up the colors and give it more of a toy-like effect. So I really like bumping up the saturation. And once you do that, you should have this really cool photo, and that's how you do tilt shift effect in Photoshop.